PPs, welcome back. This is episode 28, the best ep yet of the Prattle, and we are back. It's been a while, and a lot of things have happened, even though it's the offseason in the NBA. We had the draft.
That's big time.
And it was big time. And let me tell you what, there were a lot of winners and losers, so we are going to do winners and losers of the draft.
Yeah, good introduction, Wes, man. Winners and losers of the draft. Wes, as you were saying a little bit earlier, is kind of hard to do. They haven't played a second of NBA basketball yet.
It's absurd.
Right.
It's absurd.
But here's the thing. What else are we going to talk about? It's the offseason.
It is the offseason.
And the only in-season sport is baseball.
It's not like there's some planetary tournament going on with some other dumb sport right now. So, I mean, all we have to do is to talk about basketball and maybe some football.
Well,
so might as well do some winners and losers. But before we get into that, it is absurd because these kids have not even stepped onto the court for Summer League. And we're going to grade these teams on their draft picks. We have no idea if DeAndre Ayton's going to turn out or he's going to be a bust. We have no idea if Mo Bamba's going to be the next absolute animal, freak athlete. We have no idea if Luka Doncic is going to be the next star and Atlanta made the worst decision of all time. So we don't know. I refuse to participate in this segment because it's ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing. They do grades and winners and losers based on how their play style will mesh with the team they have now.
Right.
Obviously, there's going to be some mistakes. They're going to be wrong. They're wrong all the time. It's just what you do. You take how they play, how they played in college. Yes, it's not the same game, but you plug them in there, and then you just see how it would fit. How would that team be now?
It's all speculation. I don't think it's so hard to predict. Like, who would have picked Jason Tatum to be one of the next superstars?
A lot of people.
A lot of people, but we have no idea. I mean, he's a third pick. He could either be a bust, or he could be pretty good and be that crazy 20 points every game as a rookie. But it's all speculative, and I think it's ridiculous. And I don't want to risk being wrong, so I'm not going to participate. So I'm going to pass it off.
There we go. The truth comes out. It's not because he doesn't want to do it. Wes just doesn't want to be wrong. But I guess I'll start us off. And I think the best fit by far of any player is Colin Sexton going to the Cleveland Cavaliers at 8.
Wait, didn't you call that one?
I did call that one, baby. And everyone's saying, oh, Trae Young. No, I think Colin Sexton is by far the best point guard in this draft, unless you include Luka Doncic there, because I think that man is a special talent. But Colin Sexton wearing that number 2 jersey in Cleveland, baby. No regard for Kyrie Irving. And I think he is going to be the fit, and especially, I think, because I think LeBron James is staying in Cleveland. The Colin Sexton young point guard with LeBron James, LeBron doesn't need to have the ball in his hands as much. I think that is going to turn out to be the best fit of any player drafted in the first round of the draft.
All right, well, my first loser is myself because I had to work during the draft. I was trying to keep up on the radio, trying to keep up on the app, and I just couldn't keep up with all the trades and everything. I got to say, an initial winner is Trae Young. Am I wrong? Got moved up to the Hawks, and everyone loves him there already. Quavo. He said, what did he say? He tweeted at him.
Huncho Jack, Huncho.
Said something good endorsing Trae Young going to Atlanta. So Trae Young's got to be the first winner that I say.
Yeah, and Atlanta can only get better. So I mean, it could turn out well for Trae Young and the Hawks. But Deans, you said you were a loser because you missed the draft. I do not think so. I think the draft show is absolutely ridiculous and so embarrassing to the NBA. Please just do something better. This is an exciting moment for the NBA, and it's just an awful showing. I refuse to watch it.
Hold on. It's 10 times better than the NFL draft. It's
no shot.
Picks go way faster. It's smoother.
Does the NBA have the jingle?
Oh my! Is that the only?
I'm just saying.
What? I don't care about that.
Does the NBA have people booing Goodell? I don't think so.
That's because the NBA has an actually good commissioner.
Yeah, shout out Adam Silver. He's the GOAT. He just got a new contract too. Good guy.
Pop, you got a winner?
Yes, and it is the Denver Nuggets because of Michael Porter Jr. People are surprised. I'm surprised, and people are shocked that this guy slipped. Yes, he's coming off a pretty bad back injury and surgery, but there's talent in Michael Porter Jr., and He even said himself he's going to make sure that the Nuggets made the best pick of their life. And I think he's going to perform to the level. Maybe not his rookie season. Maybe be a Ben Simmons and not play his rookie season and then tear it up his second season.
And then win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. See?
It's a good strategy.
Down the road, I think he's a great player. He has so much talent, and he hasn't performed with the talent because he's been injured. So it's going to happen. He's going to be a beast. Just wait on it.
I do think that's a good fit. Colorado is about the right spot for him, especially since it's Colorado. He might need some painkillers for that back.
Okay.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, so I've got another winner. Or it's the Atlanta and Dallas trade was baffling to me. First of all, Dallas gave up another first-round pick. So if Luka Doncic, by the way, it's Doncic, not Doncic.
Don't you give me that.
It's true. I'm telling you, it's right. But if Luka, I'll just say Luka from now on so nobody makes fun of me. But if he doesn't pan out, then the Hawks made a great move. But I really think Luka is one of those guys standing at 6'8", already playing in a grown man's league, the second best league arguably in the world. Maybe the JBA might sneak up there. Just kidding. They never will. But yeah, I think that Luka is going to be one of those kind of guys that we talk about for a long time. He can really fill it up, sees the floor like no other player in this draft. I think that the Mavs made a really good choice trading up to get Luka for sure.
Yeah, really, if I had to put all my eggs in one basket on who won this draft, it'd be whoever got Luka Doncic. My sources tell me Doncic. So I'm going to go with Doncic. I mean, 6'8", that kind of athleticism, that vision, that kind of passing, and he can score. I mean, he can shoot as well. So it's like he's the type of guy you can build around. He can be your number one guy.
That Dennis Smith Jr. and the Luka Doncic combo, that's deadly.
And they might get Boogie.
That might be a good team quick.
Mark Cuban really bouncing back there. He's a shark. Get it?
Oh, wow.
Wait, don't they have Harrison Barnes, too?
The GOAT, Harrison Barnes, one of the best in-game dunkers in the league. My gosh.
Right. I have a feeling, though, Grayson Allen will be a lot better than Harrison Barnes in the future.
Don't even get me started on Grayson Allen. What an abomination. Who let him into the NBA? He's going to be out of the league in 2 years.
Wesley. Calm down. Count to 10. Take some deep breaths. Let me tell you why he'll be a great player in the NBA. The only reason why he's going to be good is where he's going. He's going to the Utah Jazz. That coaching staff. What's the coach's name again? Quinn Snyder. Sorry. My sources failed me. But that Quinn Snyder is the best developmental coach in the NBA, and he has proven that with who? My MVP, Donovan Mitchell.
Your MVP?
My rookie of the year. Sorry. You got a little ahead of myself. My rookie of the year, Donovan Mitchell. And he coached Gordon Hayward as well, too, right? Yeah, so look at him now. He is a freak and is on Celtics. Unfortunately, got hurt, so we couldn't really see him play this season. But it's a perfect fit for him. Grayson Allen is a gritty player. He is scrappy. It's everything you want out of an NBA player. Someone who's going 100% every single game. It's like Draymond in a point guard form.
It's not going to work out, plain and simple. And let me tell you why. What have we learned about white Duke players in the NBA? Toby, you know. Luke Kennard.
Oh, boy.
Just awful.
Hey, Kyle Singler, man. Never mind. He's bad.
No, he's bad.
He's bad, too.
How about Christian Laettner?
Christian Laettner,
he was bad in the NBA.
He was below average.
But wow, was he a good college player.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I hate Christian Laettner.
But back to the snake that is Grayson Allen. You know the technical rule in the NBA, once you get to 20, you get suspended a game. He's going to meet that in 10 games. And it's just absurd. Can you really let someone in the first round go to the Jazz, an up-and-coming team? Why would they do this to themselves? This is just a bad culture move. He's just going to be a bad player in the NBA. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Playing for 4 years under Coach K will definitely do something for you. I truly believe. But hey, we're a podcast based out of Michigan. We had 3 Michigan and/or Michigan State players being drafted. Obviously, being a Michigan fan, seeing Mo go into the Lakers at 25 was huge. I really think that is a good fit, especially if my prediction is wrong and LeBron goes to LA. LeBron with Mo, the man can really stretch the floor. I really think that Mo at 25 is a steal for the Lakers. Deans, what do you think? You think any of these Michigan State guys going to do anything in this league?
Well, first of all, I think Mo is starting the super team in LA.
Right.
LeBron and PG and Kawhi.
People see
and
Mo, right?
And everyone.
Whoever wants to
go in there. Sheesh, that dude tore up the March Madness tournament.
That he did.
Ooh.
Too bad he's going to get traded.
He might. But, Jaren Jackson and as well as Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges going to Wes's Charlotte, unfortunately for him, as he looks at me a little bit with dismay.
You know, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. I expect more from the GOAT, MJ. He really hasn't brought his talents to the front office, and we've seen that in the past couple years. Let me just tell you, I'm bracing for about 10 to 15 years of brutal mediocrity, and that's what I expect out of Charlotte.
Hey, there you go. But Wes, Pop, you are a big Michigan State guy, and I have said that the best college basketball player that I watched last year, game in and game out, was Jaren Jackson, and he went to Memphis. Kind of a weird fit. They still got Marc Gasol there, but what do you think about Memphis picking up Jaren Jackson there at 4?
I think it's great. I think he's going to fit in well, actually. I think he can learn a lot from Marc Gasol. Just being the next guy after Marc Gasol is what the Grizzlies need. So, especially Jaren Jackson, you're a super athletic player, can shoot sometimes. I mean, towards the end of the season, it felt like he was just throwing up shots, but he can get it done, and he has a great future, a lot of upside. So I think he'll fit in well.
Yeah. So the draft happened, and that was big time. A lot of young stars coming into the NBA, but there are a lot of veterans in the free agent market this summer. More than I have seen in a long time. More quality guys. I looked and saw Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic was ranked 19th. The 19th best free agent in this free agent pool. That's insane to me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, he can dunk. That means he's good.
Right. He had some of the craziest dunks I've ever seen. The man must be good. So I want to start, because obviously the elephant in the room is LeBron James, but I want to start away from LeBron. Where do you think some of these other guys, like a Paul George, like an Isaiah Thomas even, some of these other guys, where do you think they're going to go? A Boogie Cousins?
Well, most all roads point to LA, and it makes sense because LA has the space, LA has the young talent, LA has Magic Johnson in the history and the trophies. So if LeBron and all these guys want to go somewhere and build a team, it seems like LA is the spot, even though it's in the West. So for guys like Paul George and a pre-agent, not a free agent, Kawhi Leonard, it seems like LA is going to be the spot. But for guys like Boogie Cousins, I think he wants to get paid. I don't know if he really wants to stick around with Anthony Davis any longer. This is Boogie's opportunity to go and get that money in a team that really needs someone like that, like a star that they can build around. So yeah, like I said before, the Mavs is a good spot for Boogie.
Warriors. He could go to the Warriors.
Alan, do you know what a cap is?
Yes, and I don't care.
Hey, everybody could take a pay cut. Wes, we were talking a little bit earlier. Listen, the Prattle is big time. We got a group chat, okay? And I was getting...
Not to brag.
Right, not to brag one single bit, but I was working, my good old 10 to 4 shift, and all of a sudden I saw Kyle Korver and Paul George being compared in the same text message from our own Wes man. The man thinks that they could be comparable on the LA Lakers. What is going on?
You guys do not understand. I hate that TCB twisted my words like the fake news media. You might remember a couple episodes back, I told LeBron what to do, and LeBron confirmed PP because he's doing exactly what I told him. LeBron needs to go and build this team in LA. It doesn't matter where it is, but he needs to go and contact all these guys and start building something that can compete against the Warriors. And what that takes is a lot of text messages, a lot of meals out in a nice restaurant, talking business, and getting it done. So I'm talking about building a team. And when I look at what's possible to put together in LA, that could be KD. He texted KD today. It could be Kawhi.
Fake.
It could be Lonzo putting that piece together. It could be getting some other point guard. It could be getting some other free agents. I'm talking about putting a team together. And the way Paul George has regressed from his days in Indiana, it might not be worth it to pay him so much where you could get someone like Korver to fit a role that LeBron needs in a spot-up shooter.
So what would they do with the rest of this insane amount of cap space that they have?
They build a team, like I'm saying, like LeBron has done in the past. He attracts these guys that fit roles so that they can win a championship.
Like
because LeBron is, no matter where he is, LeBron's going to be the guy. He's going to be in charge, and he's going to put it all together.
Yeah, you're right. But like we said with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he couldn't get anybody. So if you can get Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and himself, why would you not get Paul George? The man is a top defender, all-NBA defender. The man can hit 40% from out the outside. He is way more than just a 3-and-D guy. You can say that he's going to be likened to that role because that's what happened to Kevin Love in Cleveland, but I don't think it's going to happen to PG. It didn't happen to him in OKC. No matter what people say, he was still an all-star, and he was still averaging 20, and he was having 2.5 steals a game, leading the league in steals. This man is an all-star caliber player, and
Yes.
Kyle Korver is not.
Yeah, well, when I did make the comparison between, I said I would favor Korver in building the team than PG. And the hypothetical where this came about was because we were talking fresh off the news that LeBron last night texted KD, hey, you want to come to LA or something along those lines. So if we're talking about LeBron, KD, Kawhi, is it really worth it to pay Paul George $20 million when you can get 3 different pieces like Korver's to build that team to a championship? And I said no, I'd rather have Korver. And so my point there is that with the team that would be, Paul George would be so reduced. He was reduced with Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook. Imagine how reduced he would be with Kawhi, KD, and LeBron.
First of all, KD is not coming
but
to
this
LA.
is that hypothetical that this came about from.
So if KD is out of the equation, you think Paul George would be better for them?
I want KD or Paul George then. That's when I want KD. But I don't want to pay him that much because with LeBron, his role would be so reduced that he wouldn't be that all-star like what you were saying.
He would be an all-star. He would.
He would be.
Because Kevin Love was
As
an
a
all-star.
third man
Kevin Love
that
was
team
an
in LA.
all-star. If Kevin Love's going to be an all-star with LeBron, Paul George is going to be an all-star with LeBron.
I think Paul George would have trouble producing as much as Kevin Love did 2
no
years
way.
ago. Not this year. I don't think Kevin Love should have been an all-star this year.
No way. You think Kevin Love 2 years ago is better than Paul George right now?
Paul George
with LeBron?
would be in LA
No.
with LeBron.
No, that's not. No. Kevin Love cannot come even close defensively as a Paul George. Kevin Love is can play the 5, can play the 4. That's not
Kevin
what
Love's awful on defense.
Yeah, he is, and Paul George is not. Paul George is a much more complete player than Kevin Love. So how can you say Kevin Love is going to be better 2 years ago than Paul George right now?
This is what I think would happen to Paul George if he went and became part of that program. He would not be that guy, which he needs to be, which he was in Indiana. That's when he shined.
So you're saying it's the money?
It's not the money. It's what he'd be reduced to. So yes, it's the money if you're getting this value if you're paying him $20 million for pretty much nothing. He's not worth the $20 million if that's what it's going to be.
Danes, you and I had the NBA League Pass this year, so you're a big OKC guy. You got to watch it a little bit more of Paul George than we did. Why don't you chime in a little bit on this debate?
I don't know how you can compare them two. I understand where you're coming from, where you want role guys like Kyle Korver, okay? But that's what LeBron had at Cleveland. He had a bunch of guys that they're paying less, that are doing less. And how did that work for them when they got to the finals? How much help did he get?
What I'm telling you is the teams that revolve around LeBron James, everyone else becomes a role guy. Even Chris Bosh.
Even Kyrie
Dwayne
Irving?
Wade. Kyrie Irving almost became a role guy in LeBron's system. Yes, that's what they become reduced to, and it would really just kill. I think Paul George is a great player. And he was an all-star, but if he's going to go into this, it's going to be atrocious for him. It's going to wreck him. It's going to be a mess.
No. If PG and LeBron end up in LA, he will not have a Kevin Love type role. He will still be the more than 3-and-D. He'll hit a three. He'll go play defense. He'll slash to the hoop. LeBron's not going to play 48 minutes every game because he doesn't have to. PG is going to be a leader. He's going to take control of the court when LeBron's not there. And he's still going to play a role like he did in OKC even. It's not like he's just going to sit on the side and shoot threes.
All right, now that I reevaluate it, what TCB, I see what you're getting at when you said it's about the money. That's what it is about. I do want Paul George on that team with Kawhi and LeBron, but it can't be for that kind of money. They all have to take pay cuts. What they're saying about Paul George is he wants that money, and the kind of money they're talking about in OKC, similar to Melo money. So it's like if they take Paul George in LA and try to pay him that kind of money, that ruins the whole thing. That ruins building the whole team for LeBron. There's no way they can win championships that way.
I got to tell you, this conversation is useless because LeBron will be in Cleveland next year.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong.
It's not. We've talked to two guys. We talked to Jalen Wilson, and we've talked to all these guys that know a lot more about basketball than us, thinking that LeBron is going to stay in Cleveland.
It's about LeBron. It's about his family. It's about all these different things.
He's not going to uproot his family from
LA.
Cleveland.
Bronny is already going to LA.
Then he goes to LA.
Oh my goodness. The whole future for LeBron is in LA. He wants to be the GOAT of basketball, and of business. So LA is where he can do that, not in Cleveland. Come on. He's ended that era, and it's time to move on. Speaking of moving on today's episode, we have special guest.
Yeah, Les Quinones joining us on the pod, 4-star shooting guard. Les, thanks for joining us.
What's up?
So, Les, you've been kind of in the center of your recruiting these past kind of couple months. How is this recruiting process going for you as a whole?
It's going pretty well. There's been a lot of coaches calling, texting me, my family, and just everybody's trying to recruit me. So it's been a good process. It's pretty fun.
Do you consider the process of your recruiting as more exciting, or is it more of kind of a hassle?
I feel like it's more exciting to know that people want me to be the main guy on their team. So getting those calls is pretty exciting. You know?
Is that how they reach out to you? They call you and then they offer you the...
Yeah. They call or text either way, but usually it starts with a call.
Does anybody still use the mail?
Not really. I don't really. It's just all text.
What about Instagram DMs?
No coaches ever DM me there.
So no coaches in your DMs? Any ladies?
Yeah. Actually, there's a few coaches on their personal account.
All right.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, in their personal account.
Of course, but with all these offers, have you gotten any chances to visit the schools that have offered you yet?
I'm actually planning all the visits in August, so I'm gonna be pretty busy in August on all the visits. So I haven't gotten a chance to go on any visits yet.
Yeah, cool. Ranking-wise, you're kind of all over the place, depending on which website we look at. Do you pay attention to any of those rankings, and does it matter to you at all?
It really doesn't matter to me. It's just all about. I feel like that's pretty much all about the hype. But me, I just worry about getting better and winning games.
How would you rank yourself?
Ooh, good question.
I feel like I wouldn't really. I would just explain to myself, like to a coach, if they're recruiting me, like I said, I don't really pay attention to that. So I'll just follow my strengths and my weaknesses and stay honest with them, with all of that. So yeah, I really don't pay attention to none of that.
So when you're looking for an offer, are you more selling yourself to the coach, or is it the coach coming to you saying, "Hey, we want you to play for us"?
Yeah, it's always the coach coming to me.
All right, gotcha.
So I've kind of seen that you are a big Devin Booker fan. What do you like most about D-Book's game? Do you think you reflect any of that?
Oh, yeah. I like the way how he's kind of, people really overlook him as being a two-way player, but I think he's a two-way player. He can score and he can defend in both ways, and he's just so versatile.
That's cool. Do you see any of yourself in Devin's game?
Yeah, a lot. I work out using his moves. I do everything the way he does it, so that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Devin actually grew up in a high school like 15 minutes from us, so it's pretty cool to see that you're a big fan of his.
Yeah.
So one thing that I saw that I thought was kind of interesting was that you transferred between your sophomore and junior season to St. Benedict's Prep. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So not necessarily on the basketball court, but what was that transition like for you just personally? Was it a good transition or was it tough?
It was actually good because I was actually recruited by the coaches and my teammates. So like 3 of my teammates from AAU go to that school. So and when I went there, it was just like welcoming, and it was a good opportunity because there I got to grow closer with my guys on my AAU team, and we actually came out the third best team in the country and just put on the show for everybody there because the fan base there was amazing too.
So that's cool. You kind of got an experience putting a team together and getting recruited a little bit. So I guess you kind of know what it is coming into a new team and then putting it all together and becoming a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to play AAU with Precious as well? Is he on your team?
Yeah. He's the one that actually told me because I was looking. I was like, telling him I'm looking for a school to transfer from. And he's the one who told me to come to Benedict because he went there his sophomore year.
That's cool. Yeah.
We just came together, yeah.
That's cool. Do you and his game complement each other well? Because when I was watching some of your highlights, especially when you played against Javon, his team was obviously very good, very stacked high school team as well. It looked like you and Precious's games molded well together.
Yeah, they do because me being out on the wing and him being able to stretch the floor when he attacks, if they don't help in on him when he attacks, then I'll get an open shot. Same with me. I could drive and he'll get an open shot.
That's cool.
It's good.
So you recently got to attend Pangos All-American Camp. What was that camp like for you?
It was a great experience. I got to meet up with all the players like on social media who follow me and stuff. So got to know them, got to meet with them, and it was a really good experience.
Did anyone leave a lasting impression on you?
No, not really.
Not really?
It was just about us having fun. So we all just had fun, came closer to each other, and just had fun on the court as well.
That's good.
Yeah, at that camp you got to showcase your ability. So what do you believe is your strongest strength or your biggest strength on the court?
Being able to stretch the floor with my shooting ability.
So you mentioned you would pitch yourself to your coaches, telling them your strengths and your weaknesses. What is one of those weaknesses that you're planning on working on this offseason?
I've been working on my athleticism as far as like leaping ability, so I could start playing more above the rim when I attack. So I've been really in strength training, a lot of vertical work. Look, we're going towards the farm. I'm a better athlete.
So you mentioned your three-point shooting. Is that something you noticed in basketball? Is it kind of a trend that it was going toward three-point shooting rather than different type of basketball? Did you recognize that and say, I'm going to work on that instead of some other things?
Oh, yeah, because I feel like every team in the country needs a shooter. Everybody needs to stretch the floor out there. If you look at every team in the NBA, college, high school, even, everybody has a shooter, so shooters are needed.
Right, I've definitely noticed watching your film for sure is that, at least in my opinion, your biggest strength was shooting. And like you said, that definitely transfers to the college game. So have you set any sort of timeline? You mentioned that you're doing all of your visits in August, but have you set a timeline in which you kind of want to be committed to a school before maybe the deadline? Or are you kind of not worried about the timing necessarily in your commitment process?
I'm not worried about the timing because after all the visits, I'm going to cut my list probably like late August.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll probably just go from there. And that's where I'm going to start to look for what school's going to help me develop to get to the next level, what school accepts me as a family, and what school fits me the best, like my play style.
So how do you think you're going to make that decision? A lot of people do the hats or they do some type of video. or you could do it on a podcast if you want.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, we were able to interview Jalen Wilson. It looked like you guys might have known each other. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, he made a splash with his commitment, obviously, doing a video, so maybe you might have to one-up him with something.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are some of the key factors you look at when thinking about where you want to go to school?
Look at their recent players, like their alumni who played the same position to me, and see where they started at their freshman year and what they finished at their senior year. You see their player development, see how coaches and the training staff do with all of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So when you're picking a school, would you rather be the main guy on like an up and coming program or an average program, or would you rather be a third or fourth guy on a national title contender?
It all depends on the type of teammate. So if I'm gonna have to be that third or fourth guy, but they're gonna help me get to the next level, it's fine with that. Or if I'm gonna be that guy to help my team win a national championship on a lower level, then that's gonna be it.
So off the basketball court, what are you looking for in a school? Like outside of the basketball program, you looking for anything specific out of the school you go to?
Not really. I feel like all campuses are probably nice. So once I go on visits, I'll just see the atmosphere, like how the coaches are. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just the atmosphere.
So it's all about basketball,
huh? Not really, but
hey, that's fair enough.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I got you. It's not going to be the deciding factor. That's understandable. What was it like to play for the Dominican Republic in the Fiba U18 Americas tournament?
That was actually a great experience. It helped me become more of a leader since I was that main guy. So I had to tell everybody what their spots on the floor was, tell them where to go. And every loss was on me. So I would have to go back to the drawing board, show them our weaknesses, show us what he did wrong to bounce back to the next game. So it just really helped my leadership skills.
Right. Did you like being the leader? You like being the main guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. So kind of sticking with the colleges a little bit, have you rooted for a college team growing up? Any specific college or university you root for?
Not really, but probably Syracuse would be it. Yeah, since it was close to home, the team. Actually, when they used to be contending for national championships, yeah, I used to root for them when I was younger.
Yeah, back when the Big East was that conference, just brutal.
Yeah.
Which player in the league do you believe you play like the most?
Devin Booker.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. So when you're getting ready for the game, what is your go-to warm-up music? What are you listening to? You got your earbuds, you got your beats in. What are you listening to?
Probably it depends on my mood. So it could be R&B one day and rap the other day. It could go from gospel to the next day. So it all depends on what mood I'm in that day, and then it gets me ready for the game.
I got you. Fair enough. So I got to ask, what shoes you repping when you're playing nowadays?
What shoes?
Oh, yeah.
For high school, I was Adidas, and I like Hardens a lot, but I'm Under Armour during the summer, so I like playing in Curry, the low tops.
You got to get them shooter shoes on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, sticking with shooting, you mentioned your three-point shot is one of your best strengths. I think, I watched a video today of Jason Tatum. He made about 17 shots in a row from deep three. And I think, if you're in an empty gym and no one's guarding you, it's really not that difficult to make a bunch of threes. So what do you do differently? Because everyone can make open shots. What do you do differently to get that open shot?
It's all about when it's off the dribble. It's all about freezing the guy. So setting up a move. So before you even get the ball, you want to know what move you want to do to set him up. So you have to have that move already in your head. So if you want to get to the basket, you're going to get to the basket. You're going to do it. If you want to step back and shoot a three, you're going to do it. So it all depends on it's mostly mental. So when you're in the gym, it's all about imagining that defender in front of you during every move and just going 100% all the time.
What's your go-to move?
Probably the hesitation, because since I shoot it, if they go for it, I get to the rim. If they don't, I'll just pull up. So that move is pretty good for me.
Do you like shooting, making your own shot, or do you like the catch and shoot?
I like shooting off the dribble or catching the shoot. Both. It's pretty much the same. I shoot the same both, but
that's good.
I'm probably more comfortable off the catch, coming off the screen.
All right, so let's take it off the court a little bit. What do you like to do for fun outside of basketball? Is it you into Fortnite or you a big 2K guy? What's your deal?
I play a lot of Fortnite. Fortnite is that's the thing. When I'm not working out, I'll come home, just rest, ice up, and just play some Fortnite.
What's your favorite food?
I'm actually a vegetarian, so
ooh, interesting.
I eat a lot of salad.
Okay, fair enough. I gotta get back to Fortnite just for 1 second. We asked the same question to Jalen Wilson. We set it up. You're at the end of the game. You got 7 kills. You can either pump shotgun for the head for the victory royale or hit that game-winning clutch 3. What are you taking?
I'll hit that game-winning clutch 3.
Okay.
Les, I really thought it was interesting. You said you were vegetarian. If you don't mind, could you walk us through what that's like and where you get all your nutrients and your protein from?
In the beginning, when I first started, it's only been a couple months, but like in the beginning, when I first started, it was hard. Like just watching everybody, like if my friends would tell me, "Oh, let's go out and like get a burger or something," and I'm just like, "Nah, I can't." Like in the beginning, it was hard mentally, but now it's to the point where I could just eat a veggie burger, or I'll go and eat a salad, drink a lot of. It has a lot to do with the water. So just filling myself up with water a lot is just that's the key.
What was your motivation behind going vegetarian?
Just getting my body right. Because somebody had told me that my body is actually the most important thing to get me to the next level. So eating all the fast food, the junk food, all of that is it's not going to help me be my best. So once he told me that opened my eyes, and I became a vegetarian. Just been eating healthy ever since.
So do you feel different already?
Actually, yeah, I felt like more energized. When I first started, I could really feel the difference. Like, just I ran better. I was in better shape. I felt more energy. I wasn't tired as much, and it actually helped in the classroom too.
Interesting.
Is being a vegan the next step?
I think so. Yeah, it's big.
That's really interesting. Wow. I think there's only been a couple pro athletes. I think I remember Arian Foster was a vegan, and of course Tom Brady does whatever he does. But that's really interesting. That's cool that you have something unique about you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so staying away from the basketball court. So I was looking, you got 13,000 Instagram followers. First of all, congratulations.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Second of all, I was kind of thrown off because you don't have that blue check mark.
Dude, where's the blue check mark at?
Yeah, I've actually been talking with a couple of people. I'm gonna get it within the next week or so. It's coming soon. Everybody keeps asking. But
it's coming soon. Could you let us know how you do that? Because we
true.
Mark too.
We were really thinking hard. Like, do we have him on? Do we not have him on? He doesn't have a blue check mark. I mean, it was a tough decision.
Yeah. Yeah, it's soon. It's coming soon. I mean, Jalen just got his too, so.
All right, respect.
That's very cool. I have a question sticking on the basketball court a little bit. With recruiting, especially in your area, do you tend to talk to any of the other guys thinking about teaming up in college at all, at least for a year?
Yeah, me and Precious had the conversation a couple times, but it's only been with him, nobody else really.
So you're not about that dream team mentality? You're not about building that super team like the Warriors or anything like that?
I feel like as I start to become closer to my decision, I feel like a couple people hit me up to come with everybody starts committing.
Yeah, I heard today LeBron texted Kevin Durant. Is that kind of the thing that goes down?
Yeah, but I feel like LeBron didn't say that.
Oh, really?
I just feel like, yeah.
So let me hear your take on where LeBron's going to end up.
I don't know. My gut's probably telling me he'll stay in Cleveland.
Thank you.
Because I feel like he's not that type of player to like leave. he knows he's the greatest, so he wants to stay there and get a ring in Cleveland. So I feel like he'll stay.
So you do think he's the GOAT?
I was arguing about it before, but once he showed this finals that he did, I feel like, yeah, he is. But Jordan is neck and neck.
Yeah, I like that.
Hands up.
Do you think Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant are a better scorer in the history of the NBA? Which scorer is better?
I feel Jordan is better.
Okay, all right.
Because he watches highlights. He played. I know young Kobe played above the rim, but Jordan was just he was just unstoppable. See, they would send double teams at him, it still wouldn't matter. He would dunk on the tallest player on the other team, or he would shoot it. So he really had a lot of weapons. No disrespect to Kobe, though, but yeah, Jordan is just a better scorer.
No, for sure. They're both killers. And Les, you're going to be one of those guys, I truly believe. Watching you, being able to talk to you for the past 20 or so minutes, definitely think you got a bright future. So, Les, thank you so much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it. And, good luck. And I think Wes has something to say before you sign off.
Yeah, Les, thank you so much. And if you want to come on the show to do your commitment, that'd be fine with us.
Right, yeah.
Love that.
Right, yep.
I'll consider it.
Hey, okay. As long as you have that blue check mark by then, okay?
Gotta have the blue check mark.
For sure.
All right, Les. Thanks again, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Les, that was a great interview. Thank you so much for joining us. Dude, you're going to be a killer. You're going to be a killer just like Devin Booker for sure. But, guys, we have reached our favorite part of the show. If not for interviews, it is our segments. And Wes, what do we got on tap for our segments today?
It's been a while. Today we've got an unpopular opinion, and we don't get into these much because, we're so popular and all that. But I have an unpopular opinion.
Let's hear it.
And it is about the stupid crap on the radio nowadays, and it's Post Malone. I am so freaking sick and tired of Post Malone. All this pop music on the radio, just over and over on every station. As soon as you turn it on, it's the same thing. They all sound the same, and it's just garbage. I'm sick of it.
I 100% agree with that. I'm not a huge fan. Is he the one that sings "I Feel Just Like a Rock Star"?
Yes.
Because that song sucks.
I think there's a couple songs like that. I think that a lot of songs say "I feel like a rock star."
Why must you pop pills and do all this stuff to feel like a rock star? I don't know.
Well, at least he'll be dead in like 5 years.
I get it.
Hey, easy, killer, easy.
Okay.
It's unpopular opinions. I'm sorry.
Yeah, anyway, do you not like him because he plays so much on the radio, just so like you don't like every song that plays on the radio because it plays so much?
I think that's it. I think that does play a huge part of it because it's just so often and it's overwhelming how he's got like 2 songs on the radio and there's like 4 good radio stations where I live and all of them are on at the same time. It's like you flip between them. Give me something decent, please.
So do you feel the same way about Imagine Dragons? And
yeah, I do. Not as much about Imagine Dragons because they do have musical talent. But Post Malone is just garbage. It's just like the same.
If anything sounds the same, it's Imagine Dragons songs.
Imagine Dragons do have their own like type of music, but I gotta admit, I like me some Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, well, Imagine Dragons is a change of pace from the normal pop. Post Malone is just come on.
Right, I agree. Pop, you got an unpopular opinion?
I have an unpopular opinion. It's probably not unpopular to the wider audience, but to my 4 co-hosts or 3 co-hosts. The NBA awards is fantastic. I love it. I love every second of it.
Trash.
The NBA awards. First of all the awards are cool. I especially like the Kembe Mutombos. What's the Craig Sager? My bad. Craig Sager award. I thought that was really cool. But the presentation, just cut it out, man. This isn't the Oscars.
It's on a similar level of the Heisman Trophy presentation. 59 minutes of nothing in one presentation of the trophy. It's just awful. The best part of the show, of course I didn't watch it. It was terrible. Was the middle finger from Bill Russell. Thank you for that, Bill.
That was hilarious.
But Toby, I think it should be on the Oscar level. Why? Why not? It's the most prestigious award besides the title in NBA basketball.
Regular season doesn't matter.
Come on.
A couple big problems.
You admit it.
They're all regular season awards, and we are so far away from the regular season award. regular season. I think it was 73 days since the end of the regular season until we had the award show. So think about that. Not fresh on our mind. It's been all about the playoffs, and pretty much we had it decided. We knew who was going to get all these awards. It was going to go to Ben Simmons, it was going to go to James Harden, and all this, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, if I had to pick all these awards, it'd probably be all the same thing. So it's kind of like a said and done. Just make it earlier, maybe.
I agree. Well, do you guys remember when they were talking big time Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons? Who was going to win that award? Yeah. So I feel like they should have done the awards around that time because that was actually a hot button topic with Donovan Mitchell wearing those sweatshirts and stuff, poking fun. I think that's what you got to do.
Awful argument, by the way. Say something about the 3-point line.
Right. say something about on the basketball court. Sheesh.
Say something about Kendall Jenner cheating on you.
Oh my.
That's a cheap shot.
Hey, she didn't. She was just
Allegedly. It's
Hey, let's not get into that. Let's just not.
Kardashian curse.
I guess. Hey, I've got an unpopular opinion, and I mentioned it in our Les interview, but man, there is no way that LeBron leaves Cleveland, and there is literally no way. All of his family, his wife, his mom, they love Cleveland. The women in his life are very important. LeBron is staying in Cleveland.
It's not about where your family is, it's about your family itself. So if his family's in LA or in Cleveland, doesn't really matter? No, it shouldn't. You're with your family no matter where you are. And if it's in LA, the better city than Cleveland, I think we can all agree with that. Then why would he stay?
The one thing that is detracting me from this argument is I went to Sandusky, Ohio, for Cedar Point.
Yikes.
That state, man. You have to almost like hold your breath the whole time you're in Ohio.
Hey, watch it with the Sandusky word.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Sandusky in the literal armpit of Ohio?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay.
Well, PBs, that does it for unpopular opinion. Do we have any over-unders for segments?
I'm going to go over-under, and I'm going to say over-under 1 month from July 1st that we know where LeBron James is going to be playing his ball in 2018, 2019.
It's an easy under, but I think it all depends on the moves that LA makes to attract LeBron. And it's going to be PG, it's going to be Kawhi signing or getting traded for LA. And that's what's going to do it. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be less than 2 weeks. And I hope it's soon because I think we're about to run out of LeBron talk.
I'm also going with the easy under on that one. I think August is too late. I don't know exactly when you made his little going to South Beach announcement, but
I tried to erase that from my mind.
Fair enough. But I think it's got to be soon. Yeah, I've heard reports that it's going to happen within the next week. But if he does move, he's got to literally move, which is what he's going to do.
Okay. Hey, listen, I have another unpopular opinion, just really quick. Unpopular opinion, I never believe the reports. I never, ever believe them. Ever. LeBron texted KD. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to look at LeBron's phone.
Yeah,
How did you get his
Stephen
phone?
A. Smith has LeBron's number on his phone as well.
Right, so every time LeBron gets a text, Stephen A. also gets it. What? I just hate these reports, especially the Woj stuff for the draft. Hated that.
Yeah, I hated that. Laser on, that was stupid.
That was dumb.
But Stephen A. Smith, the best to ever do it, you think he's going to just fabricate that garbage? No, that'd be terrible.
Happy birthday to him.
Stephen A. would not do that to us. Beloved Stephen A., he's the GOAT. And the GOAT has to be connected to the other GOAT. And of course he would know. Do you know what hackers can do these days? I tell you what, someone got into LeBron's phone. I'm telling you.
Stephen A. Smith did.
Stephen A. Smith might be an undercover hacker. And LeBron, I hope you do it soon. Please, if you want to, come on the Prattle. We'd love to have you on.
You can announce it if you want.
And we could get some attraction.
Hey,
something for charity.
Guys, it's confirmed that Les is going to say where he's going
Les
on the Prattle.
Come on the show and announce his commitment eventually. But thank you, Les. Thank you, LeBron.
Right.
So, PPs, this wraps it up for EP 28, the best EP yet. This has been the Prattle and your co-hosts, Wes,
Deans.
It's DCB.
It's your boy Pops.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.
See you guys.